Okay, so I'm gonna do the next easiest video for me, which is to talk about politics. McBethy wanted to know what I thought about the different candidates and who could win, and my thoughts on that. I'm gonna try and keep this short. I could obviously talk about this a lot. My dad was amazing in that he was a poli-sci major who went on to be a teacher, so he taught me a lot about thinking about these things. The funny thing is that my dad is extremely conservative, and I'm not. I don't know if anybody's noticed that I'm a little liberal, just a little bit. So, I love that though, because I think it's great when a parent can teach that to a child, can teach autonomous thinking and have opposing views and still have a lot of love and compassion. And that's what my dad did. He's kind of the best. This video would be extremely long if I wanted to give my thoughts on every single candidate that's still out there, so I'm just going to focus on the remaining four. So Mitt Romney, Ron Paul, Rick Santorum, and Newt Gingrich. Where do I start? These people are so insane. Ron Paul. I know that people want to believe that Ron Paul is really nice because he's anti-war, and maybe he said something nice about pot once. Sorry, maybe that's just a California thing, but all of some of my liberal friends in California were, shitting their pants about how much they loved Ron Paul, because, oh my god, he's so nice, and he's so wonderful, and I'm like, no, he said, one thing that you like, and the rest of it is terrible. I don't understand. Ron Paul has not just put out those newsletters that were extremely racist, but most of his policies just did not take into account most people. And so I can't agree with anything that he says in terms of policy. I can't agree with things because when I look at it, all I see is anti-lower class, anti-anything that isn't white. He's just, I don't even know where to begin with him. Sorry. Rick Santorum makes me laugh because of how his name was redefined by Dan Savage. Anybody who doesn't know, I don't know if you should look it up unless you want to hear about, I don't even know where to begin with this. But it makes me laugh. Especially when Rick Santorum tweets about there's going to be Santorum all over the map, and then I just question his sexual habits. Anyway, Rick Santorum makes me laugh. But he's kind of a douche, and he's extremely anti-LGBT, and anybody who knows me knows that that's my peeps, that's who I worry about. I have a lot of heart for everybody, and so it's hard for me to put any kind of stock in somebody who would limit happiness and limit rights and limit just basic civility to a whole subset of the population, and that drives me crazy. So he's extremely, just some of the things that he's said have just been insane regarding the homosexuals. So yeah, not down with Rick Santorum at all. Newt Gingrich is a little insane. I kind of respect his debating style because I love that he's just a nasty little bitch about it. And he'll just zing, he's like, alright, I'm gonna say something really mean, but I'm just gonna sit back and go. And he does, and I love that. I love watching him, because it makes me laugh. And he's just so, I think he just has that old guy thing where he can just be like, and drop this bomb, fuck you, and I love that that's his debating style. Do I want him to be the president? Hell no. He's kind of insane. I don't know if you guys heard when he was saying that by the end of his second term he would put a moon base on the moon for people to live on the moon, and that was going to be a state. That's insane is what that is, and it shows a fundamental misunderstanding of the entire space program and how these things work, and also humans' ability to live for a long period of time and space unless we jump fucking light years. Haha, that was a joke. It was a bad joke. Unless we jump seriously ahead of where we are in terms of technology in the next 4 years, then I really don't think that that's possible at all. And if he thinks that it literally is possible, then he is literally insane. And so, no, I don't want him as president. But the frontrunner, Mitt Romney, I feel like there's not too many bad things that somebody can say about Mitt Romney, probably because he's really bland. I don't know. I kind of think of him as the saltine of the nominees. He's that thing where you're like, yeah, that's cool. I guess I'll eat that with my soup. But it's not like you get home and you're like, fuck, I just really want sand. I just want a bunch of saltines right now. But if it's between saltines and, rotting fish, you're probably going to choose the saltine. So I think that's why he's in the front running position. I'm really mean. I'm sorry. Okay, so Mitt Romney, he's not too bad. But I think that he basically got to where he's at because everybody else was just so batshit insane. If we look at the last round of nominations, when Obama was elected, he was running for the nomination for the Republican Party and did not get it because nobody voted for him. Nobody liked him. My dad liked him, but that was pretty much it. Like, nobody gets really hardcore about Mitt Romney. You don't walk around and see people going, yeah, Mitt Romney. People sing, like, yeah, he's alright. Which I understand, but he's still, I still can't support him. I think that he's very out of touch with his voting base. And from what I've seen, a lot of the policies that he has promoted or proposed, I think that they completely discount the lower socioeconomic levels of the United States. And as a liberal, I obviously care a lot about everybody and can't just pretend like it's a great idea to give all this money to the rich people and make sure they can create jobs because the jobs they're creating are overseas, and so it's not like it's trickling down. Although maybe Santorum's trickling down. Sorry, I'm gonna stop that. I need to stop making bad jokes. Anyway, but I do think that Mitt Romney has an actual chance of winning the presidency. That isn't as scary as, I don't know, Newt Gingrich winning the presidency. But I still don't want it to happen. I love Obama. I think he's the coolest. I think he's funny. I think he's smart. I think he's extremely smart. I think his wife is extremely smart. I think their family is extremely smart. And I love that intelligence that their family actually displays. I think that's been missing a lot of the time. And they're sharp. I think they give, at least to me, the image that they really have a good idea behind what they're doing. I think the problem that people have with him is that, A, he doesn't look like somebody who is the norm in terms of presidencies because he's black, and I think that a lot of flack gets put on him for that. And it's not that anybody's saying it out loud. It's not like anybody's like, I don't really trust him because he's black. So instead they'll say, I heard he's from Kenya, or I heard he's not a citizen, or isn't he Muslim? And I think that when you think about those things, that you'll notice that they're all rooted in the fact that he's not white. And that this probably started happening because people didn't trust him as a black man. And, all the research that I've been involved in definitely shows that even today, especially today, that there's a lot of distrust for people of color, and very quick mistrust. So it doesn't surprise me that this shit happens. I don't think, it's not like anybody's questioning if Mitt Romney is secretly from Europe or anything like that, or South Africa. Nobody's pulling out Africa for this. So I don't think it's fair that that's what happens to Obama. Plus, I agree with so many of his policies, so obviously I'm going to support him, and I agree with a lot of the things that he's pushed through. And I think the hardest thing for his position is that most people don't really understand what the president actually has control over. They think that he has a magic wand, and with this magic wand he can walk on water across the ocean to kill all the bad people, then come back, wave it, and make the economy perfect, give everybody a job, and that this is what the president normally does. It's obviously not true. The president has extremely limited powers, and I think that for what he's done an amazing job. He has pushed through so many amazing bills that are helping people, and it's just that it can't happen immediately. And I'm about to hit 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop, but I love you. Those are my political views. Mwah.